Alright guys, as much as it pains me to say this, we do need to work on the Brobnar house for this new set. I hate this house just as much as you guys, but after this set we can rotate it out. Just bear with me here. Okay, fine. Let's just get it over with. Great. Alright, so let's start out with the creatures. This is the big, strong fighting house, so there needs to be lots of big, beefy creatures. Nope! What? What do you mean, nope? I mean, no. The creatures don't need to be big or beefy. I'm thinking 5 or less power across the board. Well, hold on a minute. 5 or less? Yeah, I mean, they can get extra power though, if they're, damaged. So they can get stronger, but only if they've taken damage. Right. Just how sticky do you expect a board of 5 or less power creatures to be exactly? Very. Do you realize just how difficult it is to remove a 4 power creature with little to no special abilities from the board? It would be very difficult. Exactly. Which is why there also needs to be a whole bunch of cards that rely on you already having a sizable Brobnar board established for them to have any effect at all. And if you don't have a Brobnar board established, then nothing happens! Idiot! Why should the card do anything at all if there's no Brobnar on the board? What do you think, there should at least be an Aembermedes or something so it at least is playable? No! Of course not! That would make it totally overpowered! Will you chill out? Could there at least be cards that let you ready and fight with your creatures or something, like Gauntlet of Command? No. Well, actually, maybe. Do you remember that old Gangernaut combo from the last set that we definitely, absolutely meant to leave in there and was not a mistake on our part? We could at least keep the Ganger Chieftain. But if there are any other cards that ready and fight, they have to be super ineffective, like dealing just maybe a couple damage or something. But come on, man. This is Brobnar. There needs to be lots of big, super-sized giants out there. I mean, I'm thinking 8 power, 1 armor with a really cool fight ability, or can ready itself after fight or something. Just something cool like that. 8 power, 1 armor is obscene. Do you remember Troll from Call of the Archons? Yeah? That was one of the most overpowered creatures we have ever printed. It defined the meta of Call of the Archons. If we print another 8 power creature like that with an extra armor no less, it needs to have some sort of major drawback. Such as disrupting its own neighbors, not letting either of them reap. Something along those lines. What? What? Why? That's completely unnecessary. No, it's very much necessary. Even with that drawback, the creature will still be totally overpowered. People will be thrilled to find multiple of this guy in their deck. It will define this set's meta. Okay. So far with Brobnar, we have lots of very average-sized creatures that can get power boosts if they're damaged, and cards that do absolutely nothing unless you happen to have those average-sized creatures out on the board. Okay, so what's next? What are some cards that we could bring back from earlier sets that players really like? Loot the Bodies, Anger, Gargantes Scrapper. I very fondly remember the incredible reception that card got when it first appeared in AOA. It 100% needs to come back for this set. Another good card to bring back would be Little Rapskull. Phenomenal card. Agreed. Okay. Moving on. What about scaling Ember control? Will Brobnar have any of that? Traditionally, they've destroyed Ember by making the opponent lose it, so maybe it could be something along those lines. Here's an idea. A card that makes each player lose half of their Ember, but it depends on you sacrificing one of your own friendly creatures and the power that creature has. And I think you need to gain a chain for that, because that's so overpowered. Have you ever heard of the card Effervescent Principle, by chance? Like heck I have. Wow, okay, forget it. Well, while we're here, does anybody have any ideas for a leader? Give everyone Skirmish. Skirmish? Isn't there a card that does that already? That's way less finicky in terms of board placement? Okay, never mind. I'm done questioning things. Give everybody Skirmish. It doesn't have to be Assault or anything like that. Let it be Skirmish. Let it be something stupid like Skirmish. I don't care. Okay, moving on. There are so many more ideas that we could fit into this Brobnar for this set. Does anybody have any other ideas here? Blah. I don't know. Just reuse creatures that are already in the set. Give them a couple extra power or something, since you seem to have such a problem with the power level earlier. Reuse creatures? Like Ganger Chieftain, but a little bigger? Mega. Exactly, but with pretty much everybody. I can't think of anything else. The mega versions can also have a drink. A drink? Look! I don't know, man! Drinks that give extra power. I don't care. You have the mega versions of the creatures and their matching drinks. That'll take up a third of the card pool, okay? Okay, Brobnar house done. We can move on. Alright, guys, well, I feel like this Brobnar house could be a whole lot better. I mean, back in the day, they generated some Ember in some really cool and unique ways. They could burst, they could control the board, they could generate Ember through fighting. I mean, I feel like this is just not quite up to par with how Brobnar has been in the past. Are we sure we can't revise what we have here to make them a little bit stronger for this set? Alrighty, guys, great job today. I think we have a really fun house here, a very potent and competitive version of House Brobnar. Let's get printing, and we can just make sure it appears overwhelmingly more than the other houses in this set.